Let me introduce you to Jay. Jay's smart and ambitious, a new hire at a global company. But at the first team meeting, he says, "Hello, my name is Jay. I work in finance. Thank you." Dead silence. Nobody asked him anything, and nobody remembered his name. So afterwards, he told me, "Dennis, I want people to know me, not just what department I'm in." So we worked on one thing, upgrading his self-introduction. And by the next meeting, he stood up and said, "Hi, I'm Jay. I help our team forecast risks and spot opportunities before they become problems. If you're planning a big move, I'm the guy who runs the numbers." Suddenly, people are interested. They're leaning in. And he ended up getting 3 new projects that month. So, what changed? Not his job, just the way he introduced it. So, what exactly did Jay do differently? His new introduction followed a clear pattern, and that's exactly what we're going to learn now. We'll break it down and build a strong, memorable introduction together. This works in meetings, interviews, networking, or even casual chats. Ready? Here we go. Step 1. Don't rush it. You start with your name, say your name slowly and clearly. You can even add a pause, just like a confident speaker at the start of a TED Talk, because that little beat gives your listener time to focus. For example, "Hi, I'm Dennis Wilborn. Great to meet you." And here's a pro tip. You can add a quick comment about your name if it's needed. That's a great way to connect and be memorable. For example, I might say, "My name is a Southern name, so it's easy to remember me if you picture me with a cowboy hat." Or maybe people sometimes pronounce it wrong, but it's just like Dennis the Menace. Easy. So why does this even matter? Your name is your anchor. When you say it clearly and confidently, people not only hear it, they remember it. I once had a student from Brazil who used to say his name too fast. His introduction was like, "Hi, Mandre, pleasure." So we practiced slowing it down and adding a pause. And now people greet him by name without asking twice. It's a simple change, but Andre became much more memorable. Big results from that. All right, step number 2. Explain what you do in human language. Avoid job titles. Instead, try to describe what value you bring in a way that's easy for anyone to understand. So a bad way to do it would say, "I'm a digital strategist." A better way might be, "I help brands grow by finding the right message for the right audience." So this is what I like to call your nutshell resume. It's one sentence that captures the essence of what you do clearly, simply, and memorably. For example, I'll give you a few more. Instead of saying, "I'm a software engineer," say, "I build tools that help people work faster and smarter on their computers." Instead of, "I'm in HR," try, "I help teams grow by finding great people and helping them succeed." Instead of, "I'm a researcher," you could say, "I find data that helps our company make smarter decisions." So here's a smart tip. Think of what problem you solve or what result you create, because that's what people really care about. So you could, for example, ask yourself, if I couldn't use my job title, how would I explain what I do to a 12-year-old? Once a student told me, "I'm just an admin assistant." She really didn't think she was doing much for her job, but I helped her reframe that. And now she says, "I make sure everything in our office runs smoothly, from scheduling meetings to keeping projects on track." Suddenly, it didn't sound small. It sounded essential. And that is the goal. Okay, step number 3, add a spark line. Now, this is optional, but it is also memorable. This is something that's unique, fun, or personal to help people remember you. Think of it like the hook in a great song. It catches attention and sticks in people's memory. For example, you might say, on weekends, I host an English podcast for professionals. It's my way of giving back. Or maybe you're an accountant. When I'm not crunching numbers, I'm probably hiking or taste testing my kids' baking experiments. Or I once biked across Vietnam just to try the coffee in every town. Oh yeah, totally worth it, right? So these little lines are used to show your human side. They don't need to be funny or dramatic, but they do need to be real. So why does this work? It works because people remember stories, not resumes. So your spark line adds warmth and gives others something to ask you about. So here's a tip. Choose a detail that's true and simple and easy to share. If it connects to your job or the situation that you're in, that's a bonus. So you might ask yourself, what's one thing that people are often surprised to learn about me? That might be your spark. I once worked with a client who was a finance manager and said, there's nothing interesting about me. Well, it turns out he built miniature airplanes as a hobby, and that became his spark line. And in interviews, it got attention, always. So even a small little detail can help your introduction feel warm and personal, and that's something that people can connect with. So finally, we're going to finish with a connection cue. So end your introduction with a phrase that invites further conversation, because you don't want it to just end. This makes you sound approachable and shows that you're open to collaboration. So for example, you might say, I'd love to hear more about what you do. Or I'm looking forward to working with you. Or let me know if I can support you on anything. So why does this matter? A strong finish helps shift the spotlight from you and onto the other person. It's not just about you. And so in professional situations, this signals that you have the emotional intelligence and ability to work as a team. So here's a tip that you'll find very useful. Match your closing line to the setting where you are. So if you're in a job interview, something like, let me know if you'd like more details about my experience. That works well. At a networking event, you might say, I'd love to hear more about what you do, or I'd love to hear about your work too. It's a great conversation starter. One of my students used to end his introductions with, thanks, that's all. The problem with that is it shuts down the conversation every time. So we replaced it with, I'd love to hear about what you do here. And people suddenly opened up and conversation could flow naturally. So it's a small shift, but it does make a big difference. Keep the door open and people will gladly walk through it. So let's put it all together. Start by saying your name clearly and with confidence. Then, in one simple sentence, explain what you do in a way anyone can understand. Then, add a short personal or memorable detail to help people connect with you. And finally, close with something friendly that invites the other person to talk. And that's it. Your introduction doesn't have to be long, just warm and thoughtful and clear. So, try this. Write a new self-introduction using the format that we've just talked about. Then, practice it out loud. Yes, I did say out loud. Say it into your phone, into a mirror, or to a friend or a coach. And bonus points if you use it in real life this week. And one more thing. If this helped you, and if you learned something and got something out of this video, do me a favor and hit the like button on this. subscribe to the channel. If you know someone looking for a job or preparing for a job interview or a networking event, this is the video to share with them. You can also find the full article with examples and phrases at allaboutenglishmastery.com or at the link in the description. And really, don't forget to sign up for the free newsletter because we drop fresh tips every week. You got this.